Sorry about that. So my last video got disconnected. So I'm just gonna finish up on this one. Sorry, I'm gonna send you two videos, Dr. Stewart. We talked about career trajectories. We talked about the UC and the CSU pipeline. We talked about vocational opportunities or entrepreneurship. Right, those are the three major trajectories for African American men within the Inland Empire. Some challenges and barriers. We talked about the A through G gap. We talked about discipline disparities, and we talked about also high turnover rate at the university and local college level. Some resistance factors. We talked about those too, being a part of extracurricular activities and having a support system, rather that be an adult, I want to say, in your life that is a support. It could be your teacher, it could be your counselor, it could be your principal, it could be your pastor, it could be your aunt, just another adult in your life that provides that support for you. And then we also talked about some things counselors should be aware of. Like cultural variation and the need for young black men to have black male mentorship, and how that is an effective way to get them to where we need them to be. Okay. So those are the 4 points I wanted to address in this video. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Right. Just some resources I use, I guess I can provide. Yeah. So I use the A through G disparity and UC and CSU pipeline. There's a study out of 2020. It's called the State of Higher Education for Black Californians. And I also found another resource for Inland Empire economic context. It's advancing opportunity in Inland Empire. And it describes high wage pathways in logistics and healthcare and trades for sub-BA workers. And they talk about the opportunities there for vocational. There's vocational opportunities there for black men and the rate in which they're taking advantage of those things. Also, in regards to low persistence in college. So in 2021, there's a study called Through the Gate, Mapping the Transfer Landscape for African American Students. 13% of black male community college students transfer within 6 years, which is more than the expectation. It shouldn't take 6 years to transfer. Also, it's only 13%. That's almost 1 in 10, and the rest are not finishing. So they're dropping out, or they're not continuing their education. Might stop at an associate's degree or whatnot. So I think that data there kind of correlates with the poverty rate. So we talked about 1 in 4, 25% of the entire population of men within the Inland Empire are under the poverty line, the federal poverty line, and then only 13% are actually transferring from the community college. I think we're doing them, and this is me I think we're doing them a disservice by advocating for them to go to a community college, and 13% of them are transferring. Right? It's just like, it's not an effective strategy. That's not what they need. Let me see. I have some other data points here that I came up with. Yep. Yeah, one thing I did notice amongst, and I just was curious, how are other groups of individuals performing? How are they doing in regards to poverty and unemployment? I did notice, even when it came to black women, the unemployment rate for black women was 5.2%, whereas the unemployment rate for black men was 6.4%. So there's no group nationally that has a higher unemployment rate than black men, and there's no group nationally that has a higher poverty rate, with 25%, 1 in 4. And also, I'm speaking of the Inland Empire in particular, but from a national perspective, it mirrors. So what's happening in the Inland Empire also is happening nationally for African American men. All right, from a national level. Very interesting. I think that's it. Thank you for listening.